He did an awful lot of good for people in Liverpool and people generally in England, you know, and I think that there should be more people like him that are prepared to give themselves to the community and to their country and to whatever, to improve them. And he always wanted to improve things.
And as a revert myself, I always say that in my journey to Islam, I didn't need to change to become Muslim. Actually, I adopted a faith that I felt was right and was right for me. In a similar way, Quilliam was able to establish a community in Liverpool, a Muslim community in Liverpool, based on sort of British traditions. And I think that's a really important lesson, actually, that applies to British Islam today.
He was a stakeholder in his community as a Briton and as a Muslim.
For me, it takes a lot of character and compassion and conviction to have stood out at that period when Islam was something strange, and especially for the white man embracing Islam. So for me, definitely a shining star.
He was inspiring at that time from his background, wealthy background, being a solicitor. He had the best in life, but he chose actually to work towards his society, and I think it's a very important piece of advice for all of us.
You see, his fame is not in establishing great buildings and magnificent mosques with domes and minarets, but in establishing a Muslim community from almost nothing, a blank sheet of paper, and he built up a community of nearly 150 people, faithful people, who clung to their faith through thick and thin.
He did so much for people that I think he should be recognized today, because he was a very special person. I mean, you know, he stepped out of line, but he stepped out of line in order to give, you know, to provide something that was worth having.
Abdullah Quilliam passed away in 1932 and is buried in Brookwood Cemetery near Woking. The legacy that Abdullah has left behind still remains alive with us today, as the Abdullah Quilliam Society are dedicated to continuing his work by restoring the historical mosque, coinciding with Liverpool's declaration as the European Capital of Culture in 2008. A fitting Muslim contribution to the cultural life and aspiration of the city of Abdullah Quilliam's birth. Well, we've come to the end of this week's episode of Discover. I hope you have found that Abdullah Quilliam is proof of the historic, positive contribution that Muslims have made in the past, and how we, as the youth of today, can continue this good work in the future. If you'd like more information about the Centre, please email us at hayat@islamchannel.tv. Coming up next, we have Sister Wakaya Waris, who will be sharing her words of wisdom with us in My Inspiration. So until next time, hope to see you all soon. Assalamu alaikum.